Turn my headphones up.
A shanty is a type of work song that was once commonly sung to accompany labor on board large merchant sailing vessels. The term shanty most accurately refers to a specific style of work song belonging to the historic repertoire.
However, in recent popular usage, the scope of its definition is sometimes expanded to admit a wider range of repertoire and characteristics, or to refer to a maritime work song in general.
It's basically, you got a whole note here that gets 4 counts, right? And then a whole note is divided into 2 half notes that each get 2 counts, right?
Okay.
It's divided like that. And then each half note within that gets divided into 2 quarter notes, like so, which kind of look like crap, but doesn't matter. And each of the quarter notes gets 1 count.
Okay.
And then divided even farther between them are 1/8 notes, and then 16th notes below that, and 1/8 notes get half a count, 16th notes get a fourth of a count.
Does this go on forever?
Pretty much it does.
Okay.
Pretty much. I've seen some music that has 64th notes, I think, but nothing really too
And what's the significance? Why does it keep subdividing itself?
Subdividing sometimes makes it easier to count, depending on like what the music is, or what the timing of the music is. Like, let me show you something else on here.
That's fine.
I'll erase this. If you have subdivision isn't too particularly common in standard
Modern music
time signatures. But if you have a time signature like this, that means like 6 beats per measure, and the 8th note gets the beat. A lot of times over the course of a measure, like if you say this is a standard measure.
Sure.
A lot of times you'll see it written like this, and so you could look at that as like 1, 2, which a lot of times band directors will conduct it that way. They'll conduct it like 1, 2, 1, 2. But what it really is, because it has to be 6 beats, is it's 3 8th notes inside of it. And so that's what subdivision is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's why they're counting.
Yeah. So that's kind of how it works. But a lot of times, especially when you get the percussion going, you can really feel it.
Yeah. And you over time, I'm sure the more instruments you play, and the more that's what the orchestra guy he feels that. That's why he has the. That's why he has the. What's it called?
Yeah. The baton. Yeah.
Sure.
So when he conducts, And,
okay.
And so you could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or if you can subdivide it better in your head, you can just sing like 1, 2, da da da.
So they're doing math the whole time.
Kind of, yeah. And that's how math incorporates into music.
Ah.
Basically, and so that's why studies have shown people who play music tend to do better in math.
Ah. Got it.
Oh, thanks, Aaron. Music theory.
The Symphony No. 5 in C minor of Ludwig van Beethoven, Opus 67, was written in 1804 to 1808. It is one of the most popular and best-known compositions in classical music, and one of the most frequently played symphonies. First performed in Vienna's theater An der Wein in 1808, the work achieved its prodigious reputation soon afterwards.
Beethoven's Fifth Symphony has also been used in many classical movies, such as Fantasia.
I think jazz, back in the early 1900s, there used to be clubs like probably all over the country for jazz. I mean, you could go to swing clubs much like you can go to a nightclub, today. And here's an interesting fact. Back in the day, right here in Omaha, Omaha, Nebraska used to be a decently happening place for jazz.
Really?
Back in the day, yeah.
Really? Do you know where?
Well, I think like probably just around downtown.
Okay.
Around like the old market. I mean, you could still go down there today, and there are people playing on street corners. Saxophone players or whatever, just playing their stuff.
Play for money.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's jazzy. Classical music was used in the 1940s and 1950s in cartoons as a medium for entertainment as well as emotion.
Hey Jerry, I think Tom's on his way.
Jazz music started in the early 20th century in New Orleans. During the Prohibition of the 1920s and the rise of Al Capone, jazz music moved to Chicago and also to New York. Interesting note, jazz music was around through most of the 20th century into the 1970s when the style of rock was reborn.
Purple Haze is a song written and recorded by Jimi Hendrix in 1967, released as the second single by the Jimi Hendrix Experience in both the United Kingdom and the United States. It appeared on the American version on the band's 1967 album, Are You Experienced? Purple Haze has become one of the psychedelic drug songs of the 60s. Purple Haze guitar virtuosic techniques will be emulated by many guitarists. Smells Like Teen Spirit is a song by the American rock band Nirvana. It is the opening track and lead single from the band's second album, Nevermind, 1991, released on VGC Records.
Written by Kurt Cobain, Chris Novoselic, and Dave Grohl, and produced by Butch Vig, the song used a verse-chorus form where the main four-chord riff is used during the intro and chorus to create an alternating loud and quiet dynamic. Scrubs is a Grammy Award-winning song recorded by American R&B girl group TLC for their album Fan Mail. It was released in January 1999 as the album's first single. No Scrubs became TLC's third #1 single and 8th top 10 single on the Billboard Hot 100. It also earned them their second Grammy nomination for Record of the Year.
The single is generally considered to be one of the group's signature songs and was the second biggest Hot 100 single of 1999. According to Billboard's year-end charts, the single was certified platinum in the US, the UK, and New Zealand. The background vocals are credited to Chili T-Boys, Deborah Killings, and former Escape members Candy Brewis and Tamika Kato, who also wrote the song.
The Symphony No. 5 in C minor of...
Okay, one more time.
No, because he started laughing. The Symphony No. 5 in C minor of Ludwig van Beethoven. It's cut off. I can't.
Was a popular music style back in the early 1900s, particularly the 1920s on to around maybe the 40s. Jazz was influenced by a lot of African-style music and has its roots in places like New Orleans. I don't know what else to say.
That's good, that's good. I got that, Ryan.
Purple Haze is a song written and recorded by Jimi Hendrix in 1967, released as the second single by the Jimi Hendrix Experience in both the United Kingdom and the United States. It later appeared on the American version of the band's in 1967 album, Are You Experienced? Purple Haze has become one of the... Sorry, I can't pronounce that.
Architectural psychotic drug songs of the 60s.
Archetypical? Oh, I should. Smells Like Teen Spirit is a song by the American rock band Nirvana. It is the opening track and lead single from the band's second album, Nevermind, in 1991, released on VGC Records.
Written by Kurt Cobain. Who the heck is that? Chris.